The Rabbitohs are a club in crisis. What a week it's been. They sacked the head coach, Jason Demetrio. We're sitting at the bottom of the ladder. And we've got a minus 166 points differential now. We've conceded 292 points in 8 games at an average of 36.5 per game. And on top of that, we lost Cameron Murray. So just when you thought things couldn't get any worse, they did. Not only that, we lost Jai Gray, who's been one of the shining lights of the team, and also Footy Dean, and all of those are for extended periods. So it's backs to the wall right now. However, we are still the pride of the league. We are the mighty Rabbitohs. And as Josh Kemp wrote on bunniestv.au, whilst this is hurting right now, sticking with this team during these lows will make the highs all that much better. Well said, Josh. So this is interactive. It's not just me up here, it's you, the viewer. And we've already got some people live chatting. We've got Karina Hazer all the way from Germany. Now, she set her alarm in the middle of the night to get up to watch this show. So that's commitment. And thank you, Karina. I do appreciate your support. We've also got Mickey in there who says morning. And Chris says, you guys got the wrong Shibasaki. So, well, is there two? We're going to talk about Gahammett in a minute. I think that's how you say it. But yeah, like I said, featured comments. So this is what we do. We're on StreamYard now. And there's Karina. Says, good morning to all the way from Germany. And that is commitment. Good morning to you, Karina. Guten Tag. And here's the other guy. There's Mickey that says morning. Good morning to you. Now, it's a gloomy old morning here in Sydney. It's the rain isn't pelting down at the moment, which is good because, as you know, this isn't really a wet weather studio. There's no flooding on the floor yet. And, and Mickey is Michelle Cheney. Good morning. Oh, there she is. There's your photo, patting the horse. Michelle Cheney from the Borough. Champion young lady, that one is. Love you, Michelle. And I saw your brother, Bopper, walking through the streets of Coogee the other day. I sent him a message. I said, watch yourself. It was quite funny. And there's the comment from Chris. You got the wrong Shibasaki. So that's what I mean, how I'm going to feature the comments. And this is the Bunnies TV footy show live. So it's on at the same time as the other footy show. Don't worry about that. Channel 9. You've heard all those blokes before, but this is the Rabbitohs show. And yeah, so we've got a couple of new additions to the set here. You see, we've got the new bunny here. And I'll show you a little close-up of that bunny. My old man got it for me, Dickie Maven. And look at that. It's a nice porcelain rabbit there with the orange eyes. He looks a bit mean, a bit meaner than we're going at the moment. And I've just put him there with Trell Mitt and Cam. Unfortunately, these two won't be playing together on Saturday when we take on the Dragons. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Oh, and Michelle's given us $79 in the chat. You legend. And just let me bring that up. There it is there, a super sticker, $79.99. You're an absolute legend. Michelle Cheney, she books cruises for Disney. So I'll get your details, Michelle, how people can book their cruises. My missus is actually on a Elvis cruise now with her mum and her auntie and a cousin. She was a last-minute inclusion after one of the other aunties couldn't make it. So it's the Elvis cruise on the Adventure, I think it is. And I dropped them in there, and they're having a good old time. So shout out to the missus if you're able to watch this on the cruise. And we've got Carlix NT has given us some clapping hands. And look about, there's the logo, the South Sydney Rabbitohs, established 1908. And Karina has said, good day to all. We seem to have some real bad luck this year. Well, that's an understatement, Karina. We have had some bad luck. It hasn't been good. And like I said, we're going to talk about a few things to do with the club. Your input is valued here, and the featured comments will go on the screen and we can talk about it. But let's get into it. So, been talking to Chris Cook, also from the Borough, and he's quite worried about the situation as far as injuries go. Now, here's what Michelle just said. We can only go up for here. Well, that's right. We're at rock bottom. the only way is up. Couldn't get much worse, I don't think. So I think what Chris Cook said to me, he's worked it out that 16 of the 33 availables, that's top 30, plus 3 development players. So 16 of 33. So half the squad's out. They're either injured or suspended. Injuries are a worry, being so many doesn't help the cause. That's right, John Harkins. And look at that for a logo. Look at that for a profile pic. Johnny Harkins. That's winning at the moment. I love it. That's good. And Donna said, "Hi, Mavo, you coming up for Magic Round?" No, I'm not this year. I'd love to go up there. It's going to be so good. I think we play the Eels, don't we? I think. Magic Round. Now, the Cowboys. Saturday, the 18th of May. I'd love to go up, but I didn't get annual leave for that one. But, yeah, that's going to be good. And pressure creates diamonds, Carlix. There you go. Well, they've been rocks or diamonds. More rocks than diamonds at the moment, but yeah, it hasn't been great. We'll go through the list. So at the top of the list, Cameron Murray, hip flexor. And it wasn't that a devastating blow. Like I said, who would have thought? But we're already back to the wall, and losing Cam was massive. Someone said in a comment that the only bright side of that is that Tallis Duncan will probably replace him, and I think he probably will. I think when the team selected on Tuesday, when Benny Hornby, our interim coach, picks the team on Tuesday, I think he's going to have to put Tallis at lock. I'd be surprised if he didn't. At least he's going to be in the 17 because he hasn't got the luxury of leaving him out this week, I don't think. And I'd like to see Tallis get some extended time in that side, maybe starting, and because we all know what he can do. And I was surprised he wasn't there to start with. Michelle has said, I wonder if we can loan players from other clubs like it's done before. Sexton might be a good loan at the moment. Yeah, Toby Sexton. So, well, we've got the Blackhawks, and someone's already mentioned Shibasaki. There's a few other people talking about going after a couple of other players, Kyle Laybutt and the like, but we'll talk about that in a little while. Now, Frank Cerberus, thanks for joining us. And as you can see, Frank's on YouTube there, the little red icon. Surely Tallis gets a look in this week. Well, I've just talking about that. He hasn't let anyone down in the games he's featured in, not more than anyone else. Well, I watched the New South Wales Cup game on New South Wales Rugby League TV, and even though they did get defeated, I thought Tallis was one of their better players. He just, every time he gets the ball, he takes the line on. He puts on shots in defence, and we all know what he can do. He's an attacking weapon, and he's a star of the future. So, like I said, I'm surprised he wasn't there before, but now they have to use him. And Ryan Saunders is on Facebook there, so you can see the little Facebook icon, and that might be Ryan with the misses there. When is Sam Burgess back? Pathway question and signing news. Why are we buying halves when we have some developing? Yeah, that's a good question. Now, the first part was, when is Sam Burgess back? Well, Sam said that he's going to honour his contract with Warrington. He's got this year and next year, so he won't be coming back unless something changes. Where as far as we buy him out, but I don't think even Blake Solly has said it when asked about this. He said that he won't be doing that to Warrington. They won't be making him break his contract, so they're going to let him stay. So Sam won't be back. The other big news is Wayne Bennett is coming back apparently, and that's huge. If we get him back, then that might be one of the problems to solve. But I don't know. I'm a little bit each way on that. I know that JD was much better with the media than Wayne Bennett is, but that's beside the point, really. The halves, well, we're going after that Lewis Dodd, and I can understand people saying we've got halves coming through, and yes, that's right. But he is a star in the Super League. Look what he did in the World Club Challenge. He's kicked the winning field goal. He scored 20-something tries in Super League as a 22-year-old halfback. From watching his highlights reel, a lot of you would have saw the highlights I shared. He's an attacking weapon. He runs the ball, takes the line on. Good defender and a great kicking game, left foot kick. Someone said on one of the shows, one of the footy shows, why are you going on NRL 360? That's right. Fine panel they are. Anyway, that's another story, but shout out to you, Brave. No, he's a Rabbitohs man. I don't think so. Maybe a Bulldog. But anyway, what they said is, why James Graham said, why are they going for a left foot kicker when we've got Cody's a left foot kicker and we've got Jack White and a left foot kicker and Latrell a left foot kicker? Well, I don't see your point there. Yeah, he's a left foot kicker, but what about all the other stuff he does with the ball? He's a great attacking halfback, and I can understand both sides of the argument, but they don't come along very often. That sort of playmaking halfback. So I suspect that if we get him, that'll be a good pickup for the club. So we've got another. Well, I'll just get through the comments here before we move on. Stevie Brooker, there's another good profile pick. G'day, Mave. I love the Bunnies. Always will. Feeling for the boys. Injuries the past 12 months have hurt. Will you be at Heffron Centre on Wednesday, heading up from Canberra for first visit? I plan to be, mate. Now, apologies for advertising that I was going to do the last captain's run, but what happened was, because as you can imagine, a lot was happening there on the day. It was when the day after JD got sacked and they had Blake Solly doing the press conference. They didn't invite the media to film the on-field captain's run like I usually do in the warm-up. So I didn't want to press the point. And I assume they're going to invite the media this Wednesday with Ben Hornby in charge, but I don't know yet. So I plan to do it, yes. I am available that day. I will let you know. They let us know the night before, so I will let you know. So, yeah, if you do come up, mate, and I am there, come and say hello, Steve. Well named, Stevie. So there is a lot of comments coming through. I'm trying to keep track of them all. Let me have a look. There's Rabs. Hello, Rabs. Can we sack some of our so-called supporters with Bago Rain? We've been here before and we'll be back bigger and better. Glory, glory. Now, that's a good comment, Rabs. Rabs, the legendary Tasmanian farmer who loves this club with a passion like we all do. And yes, I do not like some of these keyboard warrior online bullies, some of the attacks on the players. Now, I'm a former player. I'm Steve Maven, Rabbito 757. I proudly earned my Rabbito's jersey, and so did all these other guys. Think twice before you get on the keyboard and start calling people names and things that are going to hurt them, because a lot of these guys read this stuff and their families read this stuff. Give them the respect they deserve. Fair enough if you want to be critical, but there's a line between name calling and just out and out like bullying and saying all this garbage about people. So good comment, Rabs. Thank you for that, mate. Now, Chris has said Lewis Dodd didn't look too great in the Super League. Well, maybe the highlights package was just all the best stuff he did, but the highlights package I saw, he was carving them up. And, people can say that, but the Super League now is of a high standard. St. Helens is a strong club, and they beat the Panthers in the World Club Challenge, and he kicked the winning field goal. So we'll see. The jury's out on that. Obviously, it doesn't always mean if you're good over there, you're going to be good here, but I suspect you'll be okay. Rabbito said the team looks unfit. A lot of people are saying that. They're playing like high school kids. No connection among the players. Well, yeah, the fitness could be a problem. It doesn't look good. Look, something's not going right. And the talk about, JD, it was a player-led coaching style. That obviously hasn't worked. But there's a combination of things, I think. Maybe it's the fitness. It's a whole lot of things, but we've got to turn it around. And turn it around, hopefully soon, on Saturday against the Dragons. There's Ryan Saunders. He said, give young Brandon Thompson a crack. He won't disappoint. Yeah, well, I met Brandon. He's a new signing to the club. He's only a youngster. It is Thompson. I think he's just, there's a typo there. It happens all the time. But, yeah, unfortunately, he injured his groin and needed surgery before he even played a game for the club. So it'd be good to keep an eye out for that fella once he gets back. And here's a funny one from Chris. Says, get Kenty on Bunnies TV. No. That was I did see that video, and it was a little bit of a silly thing, and nothing ever good happens when you're out on the drink, walking the streets of walking past bouncers and all that. Anyway. Michelle said it'd be interesting to see how he goes week in, week out in the NRL. So that's right. So that is a test. So welcome to all the people that are chatting. I'm getting through everyone. Okay, so here's a comment from Jason Whitney. Do you believe players such as Hawkins, Ilias, Taff Maz weren't blooded in first grade early enough, and that is a hangover from Bennett's first coaching appointment. Well, yeah, there could be something in that, mate. I mean, all those boys have all got their chances in first grade, but for a variety of reasons, it hasn't really worked out. Yeah, the hangover from Bennett, well, yeah, he was asked about that, how every club he leaves turns into a disaster, and he says, it's not my fault. I left them all right. So he's got a point there, I suppose. It's, I don't know. And Karina's jumped on again from Germany. We have to mobilise all our reserves and work on our fitness. We are simply cautious in our approach to other teams. We've got the hope on the young talent. So there is some young talent that we might have to start blooding because we're running out of troops. Dion Tiapa, I'm going to talk about him in a minute, but he could be, like, he's been in this system for a long time, and he could be getting a debut because we're running out of troops, and he probably deserves it anyway. Donna O said, you're a legend. Thank you. So are you. So Peter Language has said, Mavo, centers, wing, back row, who on earth do we play this week? So let's have a look at that. All right. We'll leave that up there. And we'll go through the injury list first. So we got Cam with the hip flexor. Cam and Ham. Anyway, Cam, hip flexor. AJ tore his hamstring, but he might be back. So we'll have a look at if AJ's back or not, what team we can come up with. Stretchy Graham, still out with the sternum, to be decided. I don't think he's come back in a hurry. Tyrone's just had an operation on his collarbone, so he's not back soon. Tane Milne suspended. Jai Gray, Cinders Moses. So what about this Jai Gray hip drop tackle from Taylor May? So Jai Gray gets a extended period, an operation, whatever it is, and Taylor May gets 1 week. So it doesn't seem fair. And what a blow that was. Yeah, so Gus Gallen. Hey, hello, Gus. He's a channel member. He says, I hope it's not true, but apparently JD wasn't picking Tallis because he's leaving next year. Hope it's not true. Oh, all right. So there's a rumour. Tallis, at least he was at the Roosters originally. Hope he doesn't go there. But yeah, well, that's controversial, Gus. But yeah, because there's got to be a reason. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, we're up to Jacob Gagai. He was out, so that was a shock too. Gags was going all right, and then all of a sudden he copped an injury. Richie Kenner, I think, is injured. Leon Teho, he is. I hope you're okay too, mate. I heard he collapsed at training, and it was a horrible thing for him. I've heard he's okay, but I've spoken to the family, and me and Milo were calling him Leon Tehu because that's what we thought he's the way he said it, but it's actually Leon Teho. For anyone who's out there wondering. Hazen Mellors, he's not too far away. He was sitting on the sideline, ashen-faced at the first grade. That's the photo I shared. It's went good on Facebook, got shared by a lot of people. Footy Dean, hurt his quad, kicking the ball. Lockie Elias, broken leg season. Shaq Mitchell, another blow. Did his calf just when we thought, oh, good, at least we got Shaq there. No. Junior Tatala, broken leg. He's walking around on a scooter at training on one leg. Jacob Host suspended. Benjamin Lovett, he's not back for a while because he's had that broken leg, but he's back running. He couldn't be too far. And Thomas Fletcher had a hernia and a groin problem, so he's had surgery. So that's a long list of people, okay? So, and also they reckon that Braden Burns might be going too, so that's a lot of people out. So we're going to have a look what Ben Hornby is going to do on Tuesday. But just before I do, I just want to shout out to JD, Jason Demetrio. Thank you again, mate, for giving me the access you gave me over the time you were a coach of the club. It was a privilege to be able to pull you aside and have a chat one-on-one, and to, you never said no to a photo or a chat. And someone said, why would he? Well, it doesn't always happen. It didn't happen last time with the previous coach, let me tell you. So, and it might not happen again, but anyway, I'll do my best. So yeah, JD, champion guy. Hopefully you find success, whatever you do, mate. And thank you. Now, Ben Hornby, he's a NRL legend. He's played 273 first grade games. He's won a premiership. He's a half 5'8", and he's from the St. George area. So it's going to be a big game when they take on the Dragons on Saturday. One thing he did say, at the end of the press conference, a lot of you would have saw this reported, is one reporter said, was there a temptation to bring Latrell back in the centres? And his blunt response was no. So that was surprising to a few people. A lot of people had Latrell penciled in the centres. But the thing is now, with Jai Gray being injured, it's made it an easy decision for him. It will be Latrell at the back. Yeah. TSG said Hornby's from Illawarra. So I've just missed a few. So, yeah, he's from Illawarra. He's 44-year-old. He was born in Wollongong. I looked at his wiki and got a bit of info on him, but he's a good bloke, Benny Hornby. He always says hello on that. And interim coach, he gets a chance. We shall see how he goes. All right, so trial at the back. Okay. We turn the page. The centres, I think, will be Tass and Whiten. On the wings, AJ and Isaac Tuatupo-Thompson or Shibasaki. So it depends on a few variables, whether AJ's back. If AJ's not back, I'd say Isaac and maybe Tass on the wing and maybe Shibasaki in the centres with Whiten. In the halves, I think it will be Cody at 7 and Dion Tiapa. Neon Dion at 6, and I just mentioned him a little bit before, but I've got a few photos here. There he is there, Neon Dion, giving me the thumbs up at training. And he's been in their system, like I said, from the 14's development, played Harold Matts, and he's gone right through the flag and playing New South Wales Cup. And he's played the Charity Shield. He's bided his time, but he is a quality 5'8". Is our Neon Dion, and I've just got a little thing here. I've had a chat to him, and just have a listen to this.
So I played development in under 14s, and then played Haramatia, and then since then been at the club. So yeah, Haramatia and come through the pathways.
Go Shaq! Yes! So there he is, backing up Shaq to score that try, and that was in the semi-final against the Bears last year out there at Leichhardt Oval. And I've had a chat to him, and he's like he said, he's been in the pathways for a while. So what a story to be. His brothers were at the club for a while too, and yeah, so I don't even know if it's going to happen, but I just think that just doing the numbers, he might have to use him. And Chris said, Dion seems similar to Cody in play style. Could it work? Well, there you go. So what else have we got to do? Who else is going to play in the halves? I mean, some people are saying bring Jack Whiten in at 5'8". So he might go Jack and Cody in the halves, and then Shibasaki and Tass, and, if AJ's back. But like I said, we're quite thin on troops. Really are. I don't know what we're going to do there. So Cheekham played centre last week, I think. So Hosty will be out suspended, I think, isn't he? So Cheekham will come into the second row. And then there's a couple of other guys. Liam LeBlanc is eligible, but he's playing in the 21s. I'm not sure if he'll, if he'll use him. I'll just have a drink. Then I'll put the water out the way this week. On Team List Tuesday, I had the water and it hit the mute button, and we had a broken chair episode. So yeah, Michelle said Hosty 2 weeks. So this is why the show's interactive, because I put out the question and you guys out there that are watching give me the answers if I'm not sure. And TSG says no coach could do much with this injury list. Well, there you go. So I do feel a bit sorry for Ben, because even he said jokingly in the pre-match presser that, Wayne's already taken my job anyway. So he's what can he do? But we shall see. I don't know. It's we can just only hope that they play better. And we've had a tough draw. There's no doubt about it. So it hasn't been easy for us. But yeah, Liam LeBlanc and also Adam Christensen. So I'm not even sure if he's eligible. But he must be, because he was on the extended bench last week. So there's another name, a bloke that's come in. He's been playing New South Wales Cup. And who knows? Adam Christensen might be a smoky. I'm just pulling that out of thin air. But here's the guy we want back. I've just got a couple of photos there. AJ, Rabbito 1105. And I think that's David Morton there and Teresa getting an autograph. Is Shivers. Kahamet Shibasaki spent time at the Knights, and he's a career footy player. He could be a good pickup for us. That's part of our deal with the Townsville Blackhawks that we've got him, and yeah, so it's going to be a really interesting team list Tuesday. I'll be back doing a show, whether it's on the Tuesday or the Wednesday. I've got a few things happening before then. I'll just mention the sponsors. There's the juniors group of clubs, proud supporters. You can see them in the background too. You're watching this on our George's camera since 1981. And we've also got now SEQ IT services. Go to seqit.com.au. And one more quick one. Bunnies TV Instagram at Bunnies TV. You go on there. You can send me a message. Put a lot of reels on there. Some great content. Support that page. Also on Facebook. Here on YouTube. Well, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. So you can follow the show all those places. Michelle says it's a shame that Braden's gone to the Cowboys. Well, you can't blame him if they've given him a chance. It's the way things go. He didn't really get signed to play in the top 30, and he hasn't done that. So I just think, well, if it's an opportunity for him, then that's fair enough. Should Cody play 7 and Jack at 6? Well, this is the question. And a nice profile pic there, Matty Dixon, Troll Met in the house. There he is. A few people said when Jack was playing 5'8", when he had to go to 5'8", when we had people going everywhere, that worked out nice. It was good to see him in there. And I think Jack's going to play good wherever you put him. But I don't know. I'm not sure. So then if you take Jack out of the centres, who do you play there? You put G-Cam in, leave him in the centres, and do you bring up a Liam LeBlanc or something? I'm not sure. But like I said, we're very, very thin on troops. So I don't envy. Ben Hornby's got a hard enough job as it is. Even if he had a full squad, it's a hard job. But, what's – I'm not sure. And David Ferner, and I think he's still there. He's going to have to work on the defense because no one wants to be at the bottom of the table with a horrendous differential. It's just not good. Our attack's not good. And here's a nice comment from Rabbito. I love the new Bunnies TV footy show. Thanks so much, mate. Well, thank you. Yeah, we've got the new setup now, the new banner. I haven't mentioned it, but we've got the red and the green, and we've got the darker theme. And I'm really happy with the studio. The sound's working. We've got some new equipment. We've got some new props. We've got the new rabbit, thanks to Dickie Maven. And yeah, there was just so much happening. I just thought we had to jump on and have a chat about it. We're not going to solve the problems here, I don't think. But it's good for fans like yourselves to have some input. And yeah, this is a good one from TSG. This whiz kid, Sua Fa'alonga. I mean, how good is he? Oh, I don't want to talk about it would be nice if we can produce some youngsters like that. And we've got some good kids coming through, but that kid is something else. I just, yeah. And Pete Maloney said, you better suit up, mate. Oh, yeah, well, the new knee replacement's coming up all right. I've been getting into a bit of a jog, walking the dog, but yeah, look, I could get out there and do my best to defend. I'd stay on my wing. I know that. Anyway, take a couple of hit-ups. It'd be good to do it one more time. And Dean James has said, kind of sad it takes an injury to our fearless leader, Murray, for Duncan to likely get a call-up. If rumours are true, he's off to the Chooks. It's not surprising with him getting little or no game time. So I just said that he came from the Chooks. There's no one has said he's going to the Chooks, and that I don't know about that, but yeah, it'd be I'm glad that he'll get some game time. Well, I think he will, unless he can't be on the extended bench again, because I don't even know how many players will be on the extended bench. Not many, but they might ask for special dispensation to get some of these New South Wales Cup guys. There's a couple of forwards in the New South Wales Cup, like your Brock Grays and a couple of others, Matty French, that might come in and do the job. And Matt Dixon said, Wayne will be the coach next year for the Rabbitohs. Yeah, well, it looks like it's going to happen, doesn't it? He's saying it's going to happen. We're the only team that needs a coach apart from the Eels. People are talking about Brad Arthur getting the chop, and he might go there and he might hold out and play them against each other, but I don't know. We shall see. All right, we'll just move on now. So the New South Wales Cup next week, it's a triple header. At this stage, out at Cogra. I might head out there because there's 3 grades. We don't see that very often. And for whatever reason, it looks like the New South Wales Cup is on at 12:40, and that's on Foxtel. So that Super Saturday is going to start with the New South Wales Cup, Rabbitohs v Dragons at 12:40. Then the Fleg's on at 3 o'clock with no televised for that. And first grade at 5:30. Hopefully we'll be doing the captain's run. And TSG said, Kerry, Crichton, Sewer, Brown, we let the Chooks get our goods. Seriously, if the Chooks want our players, yeah, we don't want any more players going to the Chooks. And yeah, and Chris said, I feel like Kalen Miller adds some impact to the New South Wales Cup too. So yeah, Kalen's a good young kid. He's a barber. Shout out to Bullet Cuts. He's a lot of those New South Wales Cup guys have got to have real jobs on the side, just like we had to do back in the day, and go to training after that. So it's a big effort for those guys that do that. And yeah, he's a good young kid. He's solid. He's big, and who knows? He might be one that I don't even know what the rules are there. They might not be allowed to bring him up. A lot of variables there. I think what I didn't mention about with Lewis Dodd is that apparently Mark Ellison's gone to England, and he's not only trying to get Lewis Dodd, but he's also on the lookout for a prop and a winger. He's also going to shop around some of our players. So there's going to be some changes at the club. Look out for that. No doubt about it. So here's Robert Ducky. Let's be honest. We look lazy in attack and defence. Paul Murray carrying the club on his shoulders. Look where it's gotten him. Wouldn't be surprised if he leaves. Well, I don't think he's leaving. He's signed a long-term deal. But, yeah, you do feel sorry for Cam. He's not the biggest bloke in the world, but he's got the biggest heart. He's got the heart of a lion. And we all know what he can do. And it's a blow for the Origin too. It's a blow for the Blues because he's one of our stars of the Blues. And you can't replace a bloke like that. What he gives your team, you cannot replace. So we're going to struggle without him. The Blues are going to struggle without him. And Michelle said Cam's not going anywhere. No, he's not. He bleeds red and green, Cam. And I know Mum and Dad do as well. So they would, they wouldn't disown him. But he's not going anywhere. He's a club captain. He's going to be club captain for a long time. But it was just a devastating blow. It was one thing after the other, like I said. So triple header next Saturday out there at Cogra. Last time I went and watched him, I stood on the hill, and the hill's not a great place there to watch footy because he's sort of sitting down, and then all of a sudden everyone starts standing up. And so I might try and get a seat out there next time if I can. And Chris says here, I would have started him over Yo in Origin. Such a shame. So there you go. So Isaiah Yo's a good player too. He's a great player. He's one of the reasons the Panthers have won 3 in a row. So yeah, whether you start Cam and bring him off the bench, but it's not happening now. So they got to find someone else. Maybe Talis Duncan for the Blues. Yeah, and Karina said Cam is the heart of the team. That's right, he is. And TSG said good time for Cam to have a spell. So yeah, it's a few people have said that have a bit of a rest and come back when you're right, Or maybe if the season's over, like give him an extended time off. That's yeah. So Darren Finlay said, yeah, well, I thought he was too, and I think he is. So maybe they're talking about after that, but that doesn't make sense, does it? So I don't know. This is just a rumor. We're not starting to. You heard that Duncan's leaving South on Bunnies TV. It was just something that was said, and because we're looking for answers as to why he hasn't been in the team, and that might be one of them. So looking ahead, we've got Magic Round. We just mentioned that before. Cowboys 7:45, Saturday the 18th of May. Now, the Cowboys are a bit of a dog's breakfast at the moment too. The Dolphins got them yesterday. That was a pretty good game. But the Cowboys had plenty of chances to win that. And Val Holmes had a kick to even it up to send it to Golden Point and missed it. And he doesn't miss many, Val Holmes. So they're a bit off at the moment. So might be a good time to get them. Then in round 12, we've got the Eels at Accor Stadium, 7:35, Saturday the 25th. And that'll be the first members show for a while. I'll be hosting that up there in the P&O members deck. So Dragons, Cowboys, Eels. So it's a bit of a better run than we've had. Yeah. All right. So I'll let you go. Yeah. I appreciate everyone jumping on and all the live chatting. There is a UFC 301 on the Savo, and a bloke called Stevie Urseg, the Aussie, is trying to win the flyweight title against Alex Pandoja. Now, they call him Astro Boy, and he's the underdog. So an Aussie underdog in the UFC. Good luck, mate. He's from WA, I think. So a few of you might be heading down to the pub or paying for that to watch it. And here's another comment that we'll leave you with. Encouragement over criticism. Supporters, not slanders. Very well said, Carlix. I'll leave you with that. We'll see you on Teamless Tuesday. And what a Teamless Tuesday it promises to be. I mean, it always is, but will there be a few smokies? Will someone be in that team that we haven't mentioned here? Will Shibasaki get his debut with the Bunnies? Will Neon Diantiapa get a debut? These questions will be answered 4 o'clock on Tuesday, coming up. And Michelle said, thanks for the show. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for the donation. Yeah, that's so much appreciated. And like I said, Disney Cruises, Michelle Cheney, she's your lady for that. And James Edgar coming in late said he heard Wayne will go to Parramatta. So, well, it could well happen because he hasn't signed with us yet. And the only thing is that Brad Arthur's still the coach. So we'll see about that. And yeah, TSG said something about the board, which I'm not going to feature, but yeah, changes are happening at the club. The only way is up. And like Karina Haza said, look forward to Teamless Tuesday. We'll see you then. Thanks again. Thanks for joining me on Bunnies TV live and free. See you later.